What's up, everyone? Over the past 2 weeks, I've been working on my garage, transforming it from ordinary to extraordinary. So I built this garage in order to work on cars, and particularly building cars at some point in here. And I've created a mini series on this project. So for this project, basically, I have organized my garage to begin working on cars and cleaning things up in here. But more importantly, I wanted to talk to you about this garage storage system, workbench, and garage organization system that I have been able to put together here over the past couple of weeks. So I just wanted to share my journey here with you of my experience on building this garage storage and organization system. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I really like this cobalt blue. We got so many options here, guys. So I didn't see this online the other day, but this cobalt does come in this blue. It's not an exact match with the blue on my lift, but I do think that would look good. We also have these Gladiator cabinets. I kind of like this Gladiator table. It's got a thicker top than the CRAFTSMAN table. But the thing with this Gladiator is, you see it's got like plastic handles. I just feel like the quality's not quite there. I feel like Cobalt's come a long way. I've always had a lot of CRAFTSMAN stuff. And another option might be to do this storage system in a red or this red-black combo. I really like these CRAFTSMAN storage cabinets, although I think I would like to have that in all black to match my toolbox, since my current toolbox is a CRAFTSMAN. Another thing here I saw was this Kobalt table. It's a 72 inch. It looks like it's got about a 1 inch thick wood top, which is similar to what I saw over there on the Gladiator table. But I'm really thinking about another option. I'll go show you that now. Some butcher block. Another thing I gotta think about is eventually I probably will upgrade to a bigger toolbox, something here similar to this size. I even like it in black, but I really like this cobalt blue. This really matches well with my lift and something that I'm thinking about doing. The only downside I see to this is it doesn't look like this blue matches the storage cabinet blues exactly the same. It looks like it's just like a little bit lighter. But maybe that's just because the whole toolbox is in blue and it just appears that way here. Woo, man, it's hot out there today. I'm gonna have to take a second shower, I think. Spent the morning mowing the yards and already had one, but anyway. My plan is to turn this butcher block top into a workbench. So I've got stuff to make that there. And what I'm planning on doing is basically replacing this old workbench over here. What I'm thinking is I'll place this new workbench directly in front of this window as a 6-foot workbench instead of a 5-foot workbench. And then I'm gonna get some other shelves and cabinets for this wall, get rid of this old stuff, move over the toolbox. At least that is the plan for now. So anyway, this is gonna wrap it up for me today, guys. Be sure to stay tuned because tomorrow I'm gonna be building this workbench, and you guys know what to do. Be sure to hit that like button, be sure to hit subscribe, and until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day. guys, so I got my butcher block countertop. This is a 6-foot section by 25 inch versus this old Coleman cabinet, which measures about 60 inches long and 19 or so inches wide. It has a total of about 8 square feet of space. This is going to be approximately 12 square feet of space, giving me over a 50% increase in working area. All right guys, so I use this countersink concept. I don't remember exactly what it's called. They make tools for this, but I don't have one, so I just did it by hand. But basically, I used a small drill bit to drill a hole in the direction that I wanted it to go, and then I wanted to be sure it wasn't, you know, too shallow or too deep, where it would either split the wood or come out the backside. And then I used a bigger drill bit just to open up a little area here about 1/4 inch deep to allow the head to countersink into the wood. These aren't perfectly countersunk, but they're close enough for what I need for this project. So next up, I'm gonna set the post in here, and I wanna make sure that these are all square in both directions. I just checked all these out. 3 of the 4 are setting really well. This one over here is leaning that direction a little bit for some reason. I don't know if it's just a bad angle on the cut or what's going on there, but I'll be sure to get that squared up. And what I want to do here is start with one post and work my way around, making sure that this board I put across the bottom here lines up lengthwise with this post when it's in a square position. For the bottom section here, I'm just doing the back and sides of the bench, leaving the front open so that I can roll tool chest underneath, or my plan is one side to use this as like a workstation and maybe have a bar stool or something like that sitting in there, so I could sit and work on the computer or whatever I need to do, or if I'm just working on something that's really detailed and I feel like sitting down for that project, then I can do that. Pretty much got this table framed up. Probably gonna add a couple diagonal braces, but I wanted to show you a couple things real quick. When I was checking to see if these legs were square and how stable they were, one thing I noticed when this was just attached down here was this corner on all the posts was like wanting to kind of pull off the table if I was moving it in any direction. So what I did is countersunk another screw down here in the corner of each of these posts. Now I've got these lower cross members on. What I did is I set these about 6 inches off the bottom of this post. I didn't want to go all the way down on the floor with it. I wanted to leave it up a little bit higher. I think it's going to look aesthetically a little better. And if at some point I decide to put a shelf on here, then I can do that. So now I'm going to flip this table over, just make sure it sets nice and level on the floor, and then add my diagonal bracing if it feels like it needs it. Alright guys, I just finished up this workbench. It's super solid, super sturdy. Whenever I put it back up onto its legs, I did notice I had a little wobble side to side, so I added the diagonal bracing here in the back. But this is going to be super strong and super sturdy. So you can put your car parts or any of your projects up on here when you're working on brakes, suspension. You know, this would even support something like a transmission or something like that. And it'll be really nice and stable whenever you go to work on your car parts. One thing I have noticed here, when I initially set it up over here on this section of the floor, it was super solid, super sturdy. In the section it's at right now, It appears that maybe this one leg is just slightly longer, and it's got just a very slight wobble. But what I may do once I get it set into place is check it out, and then if I need to go back and just you know, take off just a little bit of material so it sits nice and even on the floor, I will do that. Eventually what I'm going to do, probably I'm going to go ahead and polyurethane coat this top to protect it from moisture and oils, and then eventually once this wood dries, I'm going to paint the base black to match the toolbox. I'll probably be using the same paint as I used on the drift simulator. What's up, guys? Hopefully I don't look too tired in this video, because I woke up around 5:15 this morning. I kind of did my normal morning routine, but yeah, I started on this like around 7:15 this morning. But anyway, so I just went around this workbench, sanded all the edges, and even this edge on this butcher block countertop, I sanded it off just a little bit, just to make this a little bit less hard edged, so that, you know, if you're working here and stuff and you hit your hand or your arm or something on this, it won't be quite as bad. But I'm not really so concerned about that. I just want it to be, you know, a nice smooth finish. I did all the legs on here and the lower area as well. And now I've taped this off to begin staining this top. Here it is. So I'm gonna allow this to dry today. I'm getting ready to go work elsewhere today, but my plan is basically to get this set in place this weekend, get this old bench out of here, and start organizing this area a little bit here today and tomorrow. So I'm gonna be working on that. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this stain. It's a little bit more brown and red than I was actually hoping. I thought there was going to be more grays in this, but overall it still looks really good, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm going to let this dry, like I said, for now, and then check it out. But you guys know what to do. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Yesterday, I placed this old cabinet on Facebook Marketplace, and I got several messages of people wanting to buy this. There's supposed to be somebody here early this morning to come pick this up. I've already cleared out this side of the cabinet, but I still got to clean out these drawers and get this thing cleaned up for this person so it looks good. So I'm getting ready to do that now. The guy that said he would show up at 9 a.m. this morning did not show up. I've had several other guys message me about this cabinet. Sounds like 2 or 3 people may possibly show up this afternoon to come pick that up. Up next, I stained this workbench top the other day. It's a really pretty color. It reminds me of like a old wood steering wheel you would see in a classic car back from like the 60s and 70s. But it's just not quite the color I was really hoping for. I was hoping there's going to be more gray in it, a little closer to the color of the floors in my house. I don't dislike the color, it's just not quite what I thought it would look like. And with the black toolbox and the other storage cabinets that are coming, I'm just not sure if I'm really happy with this. Like I said, I stained this the other day. I still need to polyurethane it to help protect it. I really don't want to sand this down right now because I've got just too many other projects and need to get this finished up. So I'm going to go ahead and polyurethane it as is. What's up, everyone? I finished polyurethaning this workbench yesterday evening and it looks amazing. So now this will be protected against oil and dirt and debris and stuff like that from really sinking into the wood. Just feeling this now, it feels slightly rough, so I might go hit this with just a real high grit sandpaper, just kind of smooth things down. But my storage cabinets I ordered for the garage just came in, so I'm getting ready to go pick those up now. I knew these cabinets would be heavy, but I didn't expect them to be this heavy. So apparently these things weigh like 240 pounds each. So we're gonna have to go get a forklift to get these on the trailer. How you doing?
Oh, you
Yeah, I got the other ones coming in today. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Yes, sir. The fun part will be is getting them out once I get them home.
Right.
The next challenge is going to be getting these boxes off the trailer. It's just me. So what I'm thinking is I'll just open these boxes up and pull this stuff out piece by piece and begin assembling it in the garage. The other challenge with that is going to be to get this done because it's supposed to start raining in about an hour. So many packages. I've been ordering stuff and I don't even remember what the heck I've ordered here recently. But I'm curious to see what this one is. I already know what those two are. Ah, yes, the power strip. So what I'm going to be doing with this is mounting this power strip here, probably on the side of this workbench. So I got a place to plug up all my electronics whenever I'm doing work here. Alright guys, I just finished assembling the first cabinet and it looks awesome. So I ended up choosing to go with the Kobalt cabinets. This is a 48-inch cabinet from Lowe's because this Cobalt blue matches my lift. And kind of to my surprise, I'm just realizing this right now, the blue is almost exactly identical. This It isn't really what I was expecting when I was looking at these cabinets in the store. I thought there was going to be a bigger color difference, but as you can see, it's a very similar color, so I'm very pleased with that. These cabinets are heavy duty and they're steel construction, so that means they weigh quite a bit. I definitely recommend using 2 people to assemble something like this, but since it's just me, I had to figure out a way to assemble this pretty much in place. They recommend assembling this laying down, but being that these cabinets weigh over 200 pounds, I had to assemble this in place, and it just looks awesome. There's a lot of room here on these shelves. Even the shelves with a little less space, such as this top shelf, there's still plenty of room here. And then these shelves here in the middle, there is a lot of room to store taller objects. Another thing I didn't even realize about these cabinets is they got these places for hooks, so you can hang tools or whatever it is that you want to hang. I believe I saw this on one of the other brands. It may have been one of the brands such as Husky from Home Depot, but that is a great feature. So anyway, I am getting ready to start putting some of this stuff away, putting it in the cabinet, getting things organized in here. I still got another one of these cabinets to build. I probably won't get to that today, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing things here and getting everything put in order. Alright, so I got this cabinet now pretty well filled up. I'm using this for my lawn and garden cabinet, so I've got my fertilizers and seeds, yard tools and sprays, as well as the gas cans for my weed eaters and lawnmowers, and a few other things up top, basically some building supplies. Like I said, I'm gonna pretty much have this corner set up mainly for yard equipment and yard things. But my real intent with this garage project is to get it ready to begin working on cars. So the other shelf that I bought, I'm gonna put over here, is gonna be for my automotive supplies mainly, what came out of the old cabinet, as well as my cleaning supplies that were in the old cabinet will be going into this new shelf. This old shelf here, I'm actually gonna get rid of that. I believe a family member wants that, so I'm gonna take that apart now. And in my toolbox, I'm planning on to move right here into this area with the other cabinet over here for the time being. This area of the garage, I also had wired for a 220 outlet in case I want to get a welder, and then I also got my Cat 6 drops over here in case there's anything else that I want to wire up. But basically right now running on everything on Wi-Fi down here. So this space here may eventually be for a welder, but I'm gonna go ahead and start disassembling this cabinet and getting the other cabinet off the trailer and into the garage. Luckily we missed out on the rain earlier, but it's still pretty cloudy out there. There's still a chance of rain, so I want to get that off the trailer and into the garage so that the cardboard and stuff doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to begin working on that now. The toolbox in place. I'm gonna start unpacking the other cabinet, but in a couple of my previous videos where I painted this side of the garage floor and installed the vinyl wall trim, I was able to get that entire half of the garage done. This half over here I did initially when I first moved in, but there's this one piece along the back wall here I still got to do. I've been waiting on adhesive for a couple weeks to come in. It's finally here, so I'm gonna have to move all this stuff back off this wall to get that put in, and then I can begin installing my other cabinet. One other thing I found here, guys, is this old Tail of the Dragon sign. I got this the first time I rode my motorcycle up on the Tail of the Dragon. Had it up in my garage in my first house. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up. I'm probably gonna put it over here on the wall next to my clock. And I'm probably gonna take this old Corona sign and maybe possibly move it somewhere else. We thought that spot originally would look good, but with this cabinet here, it's kind of hidden now. So what I'm thinking about is possibly making this wall for signs and other sorts of car memorabilia. So let me know what you think about that down in the comments section below, guys. I'd like to get your thoughts on this, and I'm always open to suggestions on whatever I'm working on. I like to get your all's feedback, so feel free to drop any comments down in the comments section below. What's up, guys? This is day 6 on this total garage makeover. This is part of a mini series I'm doing on setting up my garage to begin working on cars and garage storage systems. Yesterday I got my Kobalt storage cabinets from Lowe's. I got one cabinet assembled and filled up. I still got a mess over here, and there is stuff everywhere. My other cabinet is over here in pieces, ready to be assembled. And I've got people interested in buying this old cabinet. But first of all, I need to clear everything off this back wall so I can finish installing the vinyl trim around my garage. Then once that's on, I can put my other storage cabinet in place over here and begin cleaning up all this chaos. Another package. I'm hoping this is what I'm thinking it is. This is what I've been waiting on. Alright guys, I just finished putting the second cabinet together and organizing some things. I still got a bit of work here to do, but for the most part I have this garage storage / workshop complete, so I'm going to show you that now. Over here in this corner I've pretty much got my yard and lawn equipment, a mountain bike. This cabinet is mainly for yard and lawn supplies. And as you can see, you got the grass seeds, the fertilizers, the sprays, the gas cans, all that good stuff, with some construction things up top. One thing over here in this corner, I got my drill press, creepers, jacks, and jack stands. And then I got the workbench that I built, which I still need to finish painting at some point once this wood is good and dry, and it looks like it's getting close. The butcher block countertop turned out great. I still need to sand this down lightly and probably do another coat of polyurethane and get my surge protector strip mounted so I can plug in electronics or equipment. And then I've got my toolbox and then the other storage cabinet, which I just completed. And so in here, I made this mainly for automotive supplies. So up top, you got all the solvents and oils for cleaning and maintaining tools and equipment and bike chains, as well as some spray paint, and then my automotive cleaning supplies here, along with some latex gloves, some safety glasses. And then down here on this shelf, I've still got some building supplies in here, but some of this stuff like the drill and the Dremel get used a lot, sometimes in automotive. And then down at the bottom, I got my oils and my toe chains and straps and things like that. Like I said previously in some of my videos, I plan to either buy a storage shed for out back or use an old storage shed I have down the hill, probably for my construction equipment, or maybe some of the yard supplies, just to get this area cleaned up a little bit more and make this more focused on automotive stuff. But at the time being, this is my setup, and I still got to figure out a few other little details, like I want to get another base cabinet to go underneath here. I've thought about using the base cabinet from my toolbox and upgrading my toolbox to get a bigger one. Or there are base cabinets that Kobalt makes, either with drawers or doors in this blue color, but unfortunately right now they are on back order. So at some point I'm gonna get something to put there. But I'll leave links to all these products down in the description below. Like I said in my previous video, the Kobalt cabinets are a Lowe's only item, so I'll leave links to those, although I'm not affiliated with them. The other products, I'll leave some similar ones, such as CRAFTSMAN, and some other options that are cheaper, because these cabinets were quite expensive. And those links will be through my Amazon account, which are affiliate links. So feel free to use those if you wish, if that's something you're interested in. I also have a link to the butcher block countertop that I used on this project, as well as the stains and things like that. Oh yeah, and there's one other thing, guys, I wanted to show you. I did earlier this morning. I got my Tail of the Dragon sign cleaned up and hung. What's up, everyone? Yesterday I finished installing my Kobalt cabinets and getting my garage set up and organized. Over here is the lawn and garden corner pretty much, and in this cabinet that's what we have. And then in this cabinet over here is mainly automotive. I just pulled this workbench out because I'm getting ready to start working on that some more. I stained and polyurethane this workbench, it's butcher block top, and it turned out really nice, although I do still kind of wish that there was a little more gray in this and not so much browns and reds, but I'm gonna live with it for now. But anyway, when I polyurethaned it, there's just a bit of a rough surface on this, so I'm gonna sand this down to make this nice and smooth, and then begin painting the base. can see now, this wood top is very shiny. It's well protected because we put polyurethane on it. This will keep any grease or oils or debris really sinking into the wood and help protect it for a long time. All right guys, for this process I just used a 600 grit sandpaper, and as you could see here in the video, I went over this. It looked like pretty lightly. I really did go over it lightly, just enough just to take off the roughness on the wood, and it did not take much at all. There was a couple spots here where the wood was just a little bit rougher, and I hit those spots a couple times, and then you could see like a white residue, and that was just the polyurethane being sanded off and sticking in the grooves of the wood. So then I just took a damp towel to wipe those areas off and get all the leftover sanding residue off the table. So now that that is done, I am going to begin painting the base of this table. For this project, I got this butcher block countertop from Lowe's. I'll put a link down in the description below to basically the same one that's on Amazon, so you don't even have to leave your living room or wherever you're watching this to order it. I'll also leave some links to the stains and paints and polyurethanes that I have used on this project. Alright guys, check this out. This idea popped in my mind the other evening when I was looking at the photo I took for one of my YouTube thumbnails. This had the blue painter's tape on it for when I stained the top, and I just happened to notice how similar that painter's tape looked to the Kobalt cabinets and my lift. So I thought about this over the last day or so, and what I thought about was actually doing just what I did here, is painting this blue. Originally I was going to paint the whole lower base black, but I thought this would add a really cool touch, kind of reminiscent maybe of a center stripe on a racing wheel such as on my drift simulator, and just to tie everything together here. So now that I have that painted, I'm going to go ahead and paint the lower legs. But I need to find a way to get this up off the ground, or really just maybe put some cardboard underneath. So I'm going to go look for something to put under this table right now. Guys, here it is. Just finished painting this workbench base, and like I said, this blue section here hit me the other day when I was looking at a photo of mine, but I wanted to talk about how I was able to get this color. I took a look at several paint chips when I was at Lowe's to see what would match the cabinets, and I had some that were pretty close, but they just weren't quite the same color. And as you may be able to see, this isn't exactly the same as those, but it's really close to my lift. So what I did was I found some Kobalt tools at Lowe's because they can scan collars, but they need something to scan it with, and the machine is attached to a kiosk or a computer or whatever. So you'll have to actually have a sample in your hand that they can scan. and I took a pair of pliers, Cobalt pliers, and took it over to the lady who was working there, and she scanned that. And that's how they were able to mix this paint for me. And the computer came up with an error. It said it might not be an exact match. And I do agree that it's not exactly the same color, but overall, I'm really pleased with this. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let that dry for the rest of the day, and then I'm gonna finish organizing and cleaning up the garage. I'm working on some plans for my next project. But anyway, guys, you know what to do. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit subscribe. And if you want to see more, be sure to stay tuned. All right, guys, until next time, I hope you have a great day.